Someone disappears. No trace. No explanation. The police launch a full-scale investigation, scouring every lead. The media reports every detail, every dead end. But the public, they create their own answers. Portals to other dimensions. Alien abductions. Secret government experiments. Why are these theories so utterly irresistible? Why do we gravitate towards the unbelievable when reality offers nothing? Maybe the answer isn't out there. Maybe it lies deep inside the human mind itself. The human brain absolutely hates the unknown. It's a void, a gap in our understanding, and our minds will do almost anything to fill it. When the facts fail, when logic hits a brick wall, we don't just stop. We start creating. We build stories. It's a primal instinct, a survival mechanism designed to create order out of chaos, to find a pattern in the static. Think about it. Conspiracies, abductions, dimensional rifts. These elaborate theories don't just pop up out of nowhere. They emerge precisely at the moment when logical explanations break down. As bizarre and outlandish as they might sound, they offer the one thing our brains crave more than anything else: an explanation, an answer. Anything is better than the crushing weight of "we don't know." For example, consider the infamous case of the Mary Celeste, a ship found adrift in the Atlantic in 1872, completely deserted but otherwise in perfect condition. The lifeboats were gone, the crew's belongings were still in their quarters, and there was plenty of food and water. But the people vanished. The official inquiries found no conclusive evidence. So, what did people believe? Sea monsters, ghost pirates, a mutiny that ended with everyone escaping, even abduction by a giant squid. These theories are far more dramatic than the likely, albeit boring, explanations, like a freak wave or a faulty pump that made the crew panic and abandon ship prematurely. The unbelievable story is just more satisfying. It provides a villain, a motive, and a conclusion, which is far more comforting than the chilling silence of the unknown. It's not just about filling a void. It's about crafting a reality we can mentally process, even if that reality is pure fantasy. Believing in fringe theories often means believing there's a plan, a hidden order to the universe, even if it's a dark one. The idea that someone was taken by aliens is, in a very strange way, more comforting than admitting they simply vanished, for no reason at all. Why? Because the alien theory, as wild as it is, implies rules. It suggests there are powerful entities with their own agendas, operating on a level we can't comprehend. It removes the terrifying randomness of the universe. If someone just disappears, it means that at any moment the fabric of reality could tear and swallow you whole, without rhyme or reason. That's a profoundly disturbing thought. But if a shadowy organization or extraterrestrial beings are behind it, then it wasn't random. It was intentional. There was a reason, a purpose, even if it's a sinister one. Wild theories remove the element of chance, and in doing so, they give us an illusion of control. If we can just figure out the rules of these hidden forces, maybe we can avoid the same fate. It's a psychological shield against the harsh truth that some things are just tragically, inexplicably random. Believing in a grand conspiracy is less about evidence and more about self-preservation. It suggests that the universe isn't chaotic, it just has a different set of rules. And if there are rules, then maybe, just maybe, we're not as powerless as we feel. It's a way of saying, this wasn't just bad luck, this was part of a larger, albeit hidden, design. Storytelling is what makes us human. It's how we pass down knowledge, how we build cultures, and how we process the world around us. And when reality fails to give us a satisfying story, we instinctively craft our own fiction, and then we start to treat it like truth. Many famous disappearance cases perfectly follow the classic narrative arcs we've known for centuries. You have the hero or the innocent victim who vanishes without a trace. The mystery deepens with each clue that leads nowhere. And hidden villains, whether they're government agents, cult leaders, or creatures from another world, lurk in the shadows, pulling the strings. This is where our minds lock in. We become fixated on the drama, the emotion, the suspense, not necessarily the cold, hard facts. The story becomes more compelling than the reality. Think about the legend of D.B. Cooper, the man who hijacked a plane in 1971, parachuted out with a fortune, and was never seen again. The facts are sparse, but the story, it's incredible. He's been portrayed as a folk hero, a cunning, anti-establishment rebel who outsmarted the system. People have written books, songs, and made movies about him. The narrative is so powerful that many people want to believe he got away with it, living out his days on a beach somewhere. The alternative, that he likely didn't survive the jump in a freezing storm over rugged terrain, is a boring, anticlimactic ending. We reject it because it's a bad story. Our brains are hardwired for narrative closure, and when we don't get it from the real world, we invent it. The mystery becomes a living piece of folklore, shaped and reshaped by our collective need for a good tale. Fringe theories don't just appeal to our logic, they hijack our emotions. They trigger powerful feelings, fear of the unknown, intense curiosity about what's being hidden, and even anger at the systems and authorities that we believe are hiding the truth. These emotions are incredibly sticky. They keep us invested. They make us feel like we're not just passive observers, but active participants in the story. Suddenly, you're not just reading about a mystery. You're an investigator, a truth seeker, fighting against a cover-up. The theory becomes part of your identity. This emotional investment is why it's so hard for people to let go of these beliefs, even when presented with overwhelming evidence to the contrary. When a belief is tied to your identity and your community, giving it up feels like a betrayal. It feels like abandoning your fellow truth seekers. The more emotional the story, the more it resonates on a personal level, and the harder it is to dismiss. The fear that they are watching, the excitement of uncovering a clue, the righteous anger of being lied to. These feelings create a powerful feedback loop. The story fuels the emotion, and the emotion reinforces the belief in the story. It's a cycle that can be almost impossible to break with simple facts, because you're not just arguing against a theory. You're arguing against someone's entire emotional reality. So what's really going on in the brain? It's a mix of fascinating psychological phenomena. Confirmation bias is a big one. That's our tendency to search for, interpret, and remember information that confirms our existing beliefs. Once you start believing in a portal theory, you'll see evidence of portals everywhere, while dismissing anything that contradicts it. Then there's cognitive distortion, where our minds twist reality to fit our feelings. If we feel anxious and powerless, we might invent a conspiracy to explain those feelings, making the world seem more predictable. And let's not forget the fundamental human need to belong. Sharing a niche belief with a group of people creates a powerful sense of community and connection. People who believe in wild theories aren't illogical or unintelligent. They're human. They are using deeply ingrained psychological tools to cope with a world that often feels chaotic and frightening. They seek meaning in the meaningless. They seek connection with others who feel the same way. And above all, they seek a sense of control in situations where they feel they have none. At the core of it all, whether you stick to the official report or believe in a far-fetched tale, we all want the same thing: to make sense of what feels utterly senseless. So, the next time you hear a crazy theory about a famous mystery, maybe don't just laugh it off. The theory itself might not be real, but the fear, the grief, and the profound uncertainty that created it, those are very real indeed. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the mind interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the psychology of our strange and fascinating world. See you next time.